Right, they carried me. Here we go.
I was in no condition.
Lunch Money Lambert, Jeff Malott. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Yeah. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation, where we talk about fishing and competition. It's your boy Ox Pippin, aka Ox Fishing. Don't come over here tripping. Hey, hope you enjoy the show. Jeff Malott, Lunch Money Lambert, Lego. Hey, welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey, welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to KBN Live. Back together again, Ryan. Here we are.
Here we are. Can't get rid of each other, Jeff.
I missed you last week, man.
I'm sorry. I was in Nashville. It was CMA Fest that week. Had all kinds of events going on, so had to dodge it. My bad.
I feel you. Christine and Luke, two of my favorites. They helped carry the show, so it was fine. You know, good old
Did Luke
Luck.
bring his turkey on at all?
No turkeys. He just brought his knowledge of Oklahoma and all things kayak fishing over there. So he did good, man. It was fun.
Nice.
It was fun, man. It's full-blown kayak fishing season. We already know that we're into June, but it doesn't feel like June. It hasn't been that hot, so the fishing stayed pretty hot. It hasn't turned into that, dead of summer dog days yet, so people are catching them everywhere.
I can't wait. I should be freed up to get to fish when it's about 107 outside. Yeah, so it's going to be a great time to make me get out of the house.
Yeah, I saw there's some new cheaters that have been busted recently. You seen all that?
I saw that post of the dude that was, I guess, bringing dead fish in a cooler.
Yeah, he just said to hell with cutting boards and fishes. I'll just bring dead ones.
I mean, get it how you live. And I don't know. I think wasn't there another guy with him on stringers or something?
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, sure enough.
I saw a video on Chickamauga at Chester Frost Park. A guy found a cage of fish with like 5 and 6 pounders in there. So that's a solid turning bag.
We've been at this for years and we've seen it all. And I still don't understand the mindset behind it. It's crazy.
But it's all over. Like, that's a bass boater guy doing that. I mean, had him tied to a post out there. Like, it's everywhere. There's cheaters everywhere. Information, the big Scott Martin scandal and all that stuff. And then people coming out saying, oh, that's been going on for years. Like, it's going to happen. Like, you put money on the line, people get hungry, pride gets big, and no telling what's going to go down.
The dude with the stringer, the kayak guy with the stringer, I'll mess up the exact story, so I'll try to give you the cliff notes.
So allegedly,
this guy like made a post like apologizing. So good on him for coming clean and apologize. But like the funny part to me, because I've got a twisted sense of humor, is like he did all of this and like finished fourth, like with the stringer.
Well, I mean. It's good that he didn't make it unbelievable where it was just a mega bag. So
so I don't know, but anyway, good on him
for being humble enough to take fourth.
There you go. Anything else going on out there before we get John on?
I don't think so. I've been trying to keep up with a little bit. I saw it's old man Brad Case's birthday today. Happy birthday, Brad.
There you go. I know we've got the Hobie riots going on out west. People think it's over one thing.
Dude, why are you calling it the Hobie riots? Because it's in California or because the plant's in Mexico now?
Yeah, what I heard was they were rioting to bring the production back to California.
That makes more sense, honestly.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Crazy times out there. Prayers up for our fine folks.
Stay
out
safe.
West.
All our SoCal folks, stay safe out there.
Yeah, stay safe. And don't come at me, Steve Fields. It was just a joke.
It was a joke, JK.
Yeah. All right. With that said, let's get John in here, man. Before we do that, of course, show's presented by Eco Fishing Shop, ecofishingshop.com. Wearing the hat. Appreciate you, Eco Fishing. Salute. All we do here in the KBN studios, thanks to you. So
shout out to Fig Scrubs.
Scrubs.
Appreciate y'all support.
Shout out to Ryan's hair. Look at the business like
Bro.
hair with no hat tonight. Just looking professional as all get out.
I know I'm turning over a new leaf, Jeff. I've been the long-haired hellraiser for too many years now, so I'm coming back to reality, responsible adult.
With that hair and scrubs, you should change your little name there to Dr. Kayak Fishing or something like that.
I don't know if I have the paperwork to support that.
Oh, it doesn't. This is social media. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Nobody knows the difference.
Nah. All right. Let's bring John on. John, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, you? We're here for you.
I hear you.
This is your show, John. Take over.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I appreciate y'all having us on again to talk about the upcoming Real Heroes event here on Lake Norman on July 11th and 12th. And appreciate you giving us the opportunity to come on and say a little bit about it before you get the native guys on. So right now we're roughly a month away from the event here on Lake Norman. And if you can recall from last year we did the first 120 anglers got a grab bag. This year we did up that to 125 just for easier math. Last year we did hit the number. Right now we're sitting at 62 registered anglers with about 33 days left to register, if my math's correct, but don't quote me on that. And 13 of which are veterans. And the unique thing about our event, if you don't recall, is
Vinny,
we have top 5 prize packs for top 5 civilians and top 5 veterans.
Love that.
You could be a veteran and finish 6th place and still get the winning bag for the veterans, which is cool. Just a way to kind of acknowledge the vets. So when you do register, if you are a veteran, make sure you select that veteran box. But last year, if you don't remember, I had a $1,500 goal that it was just a wild hair. Let's put together an event, raise some money for vets, Purple Heart Homes on Lake Norman. At a $1,500 goal, we was able to raise $44,000 for Purple Heart Homes. This year, we're on pace to hit that again, or maybe even surpass that. As of right now, we have about $39,000 in cash donations with another $66,000 in products and goods pledged. So we're on pace to hit it. Everything's looking great for the event. Remember, your $100 entry fee gets you a $350 plus grab bag. Put together by our amazing sponsors with the Wiley X sunglasses. We got Abu Garcia Zeta reels in every single bag. You obviously get your event shirt, fish grips, and some other things. So it's a great ROI, if you will, if you're interested in that. And then another thing that we're doing different this year is last year, if you remember, top 5 in each category. Oh, there goes the lights. Top 5 in each category.
I was hoping that would happen.
Yeah.
You look fine in the dark there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
So top 5 in each category got prize packs by our amazing sponsors. Eco Fishing Shop sent us some good stuff and all that. But this year we decided to compensate top 5 on both categories as well. So winner of each category will get $750 prize plus a prize pack. Second place is $200 in each category, $100, $100, $100. So top 5 will at least make their money back in each category. As far as raffle items, we have Bonafide SS127 that Steve Owens gave us in regards to their donation, and we have some EcoX gear, speakers that are out there. We have some gift cards, tackle, and much more there. A unique thing about this, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the night before the event, we have what we call a captain's dinner at the Purple Heart Homes facility here on Lake Norman. It's in Statesville, North Carolina. And the nice thing about that is we get to go on there and, tell everybody about Purple Heart Homes, get to do a tour facility or a facility tour. You kind of get to learn about what Real Heroes is and the impact that we're making. But there's also a nice prepared meal. There's a silent auction. There's a 50-50 raffle. There's just a lot of different things going on. This year we did open it up where sponsors of our event are more than welcome to have a 10x10 tent there to showcase their product. So that'll be cool. So you'll see some sponsors there. It's just we're trying to make it an event. So again, that's the night before. So Friday night from, just say 4 o'clock. I forget what the time is exactly. 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. You're going to be at the Purple Heart Homes facility, having a great time, mingling with other anglers and sponsors, those kind of things. You get home that night, you rest up, you go out and you chase some spotted bass on Lake Norman. and doing all this while raising some money for some vets. So pretty stoked about it. Just so everybody's aware, the silent auction, we have some amazing things out there for that, but 2 kayaks. We have an PWR 129 with an XI3 already on it. This was one of the pro staff boats that he's put in the silent auction for $1. It's ready to go, ready to rig up. And so I imagine that's going to, bring in some cash there. And then we also have the pedal drive as well. So I think it's a P127, if I recall correctly. So great kayaks, many other products out there for the silent auction. So there's plenty of that. But, if you're interested in bidding on something and hopefully get it at, a great price. Newport, I mean, they're sending us a couple motors for it. So PowerPole sent us a couple spikes. So it's really a great event. And again, none of it would be possible without our amazing sponsors. So shout out to all of them. But we have some pretty big names on board and appreciate their support.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, great cause.
And I've got this little teaser video, John, I have ready to go for you. You want me to play this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So Wes Richardson handled that. He's one of the board members, and he created this little hype video since we're about 30 days out. So it's pretty cool.
All right, let's go.
Nice. So he had that drone out there that day. That was pretty fun. But
that's cool. That was nostalgic. You know why, John? That used to be the intro song for this channel.
That's awesome.
Remember those days, Ryan?
No. No, I don't. I don't remember those nights either.
Damn you.
So, and I appreciate you guys letting me come on. And I want to give a shout out. We had so many trails come on board this year, with Georgia and South Carolina, Tennessee, Queen City. Obviously, we had Foothills last year. They're on board again this year. We got CK. I mean, we got all these trails that are local to the Carolinas that are supporting the event, which is, ultimately giving us more exposure and at the end of the day, raising awareness to help raise funds for our vets. So that's awesome. But so shout out to them. And then, I do want to remind everybody that none of this would be possible without the sponsors. And keep in mind, everything we do at Real Heroes is specifically for the veterans. So we're all volunteers. Myself, Fenway, and Wes, we all have full-time jobs elsewhere. So this is just 100% volunteer efforts to raise money for vets in need of housing. So
that's awesome. Y'all get signed up, jump in that, help support the cause.
If you have any questions, you can find me on social media. I think I just shared this post, but if you have any questions, my contact information is in the Attorney X thing. We are working with Visit Mooresville on some room blocks. I don't know if that's really a thing. I keep telling them, like, hey, most kayak guys don't really stay at hotels, more Airbnbs, but they still wanted to offer that for us. So if that's something you're interested in and you're coming into the area, I'd be more happy to get you in contact with them as well.
All right, man. John, well done. What a wonderful event. Appreciate you coming on and sharing with us. And can't wait to see what you do with this year and years going forward.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Take care, man.
See ya.
Here we go. John House, ladies and gentlemen. What a great event, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's awesome. And it's good, it keeps growing. There's still plenty of time to sign up. And I'm sure he'll end up capping that out with a month left. Yeah. So good little segue back to Lake Norman for this event we just had for the native group, the native fellows. We've got Nick Huddleston by his name here, and Joey Randall. Shit.
That's what it says right there. I'm just reading what he put.
I mean, you can't argue with it.
Yeah. Auto correct, I guess.
Yeah. Gentlemen, what's up?
It. No, I like it. Get a little flair on there.
I like this version of Lambert, man. This is the professional Lambert.
Isn't it? I know, man. I know.
Go ahead.
I'm growing up so damn fast, Joey. It's crazy.
I guess that's what it I was gonna say I'm used to the East Tennessee outlaw look. I didn't know we had V-necks.
No, I'm bad. I've been working today, pal.
That's Doc Kayak over there, man.
Yeah, I've
got it going on.
Something.
Punch money.
Trying to fix my life.
Yeah, see you, boy. Been a while. I should have won something before that.
Well, I didn't even pay attention to who we were having on. Jeff just said we were having the native winners on it. It's you two bums.
Yeah, I said, Ryan, if you can get away from that dad life, come on by for the night. And
I figured I'd stop in, see the boys.
Yeah, and we just had Nick on, so it's like deja vu, man. You were just here.
Yeah, no, what a great event, though, man. We had a fun time on Lake Norman. It was kind of tough. Norman, it's a lot like Hartwell. When you don't get full sunshine, it's not the best bite in the world. That lake is usually its best when it's clear blue skies. And starting out in the day, it was a little cloudy, a little rainy, a little warm, but they just really didn't get going. They feed a lot at night when the water starts to warm up too, and they probably have 5 tournaments a week at night when it gets this time of year. So those fish never really get any relief. But they usually about lunchtime they'll show up again, and that's what I was banking on. And got pretty lucky. So that's just.
Did you find your pet largemouth, or did you catch some spots?
No, dude. I caught 2 fish all day. I'll just go right into my day. I went.
Number one, you broke the string. Usually we have the winner on who catches like 30, and then the big bass overall guy catches 1. So you caught 2.
Up in the lead. You know me. I'm not scared. But anyway, long story. I tried like hell all day to catch a big bass. I was throwing Buka glide baits all day. Shout out to Mike Buka and Bullshad and all that. I was throwing glides all day, and I had a lot of fish come out and look at it, but none of them really wanted to commit. And so about 1 o'clock in the day, I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I just want to go fishing. So I picked up a Cinco, and about 3 or 4 casts into it, I catch a 21-inch fish and win the damn kayak. So, it's just like, how can you plan for it? When it's your time, it's your time.
We're going to pretend you did plan that. That's exactly what you meant to do.
2 cans of Zen deep.
I just caught
that big.
Did you catch it on a Zen? Will you tell us the truth? That's still artificial bait, and that's not live bait.
Yeah, right. But that's the first thing when I stood up at weigh-in. They was like, "Who do you want to thank?" I was like, "Gary Yamamoto." I was like, "Thank you for picking the Cinco." So, those fish are beat up right now, though. Man, that fish hardly fight. The only resistance that fish really had was its mouth being open. They're wore out. They've been pounded on, and I'm pretty sure that was a retread because I tried to move back up towards the most popular ramps on the lake to, because I know they're dumping those fish back out every night of every freaking week. So there's got to be some fish in the area, and I just come across one that was probably caught, released, and then finally was ready to bite again.
Nick, do you have anything you want to say on Joey's show?
No.
Go ahead, Joey.
He's like, nope, that's it. So you caught a bunch of fish, Nick. Tell us.
Yeah. So I've got a spot on the lake that's a little bit cooler than the rest of the lake, and I try to beat it up pretty good when I go out there, and I ended up doing it this time as well. I won the bass, the state tournament like the month before in the same area. But I started off with a buzz bait, just thrown over the top of a shoal, and they were just chomping. Like every cast, they were blowing up on it, and I ended up missing like 4 or 5 to start, and then I finally started getting them on, and it just went uphill from there. Within like the first hour, I caught that 20 and a half. It had to have been like a 5-pound spot. It was massive, and then I just was going pretty much like right out in front of docks, finding brush piles and throwing a shaky head at them. So that's pretty much all I did. I just beat the crap out of a shaky head and ended up catching 20 fish or 19 fish, something like that, and only had one that was under 14 inches.
And you were nearly 100 inches over second. Is that what I saw, Jeff?
I think so.
That's right.
All right, that's fair.
He really did.
If you're gonna win it, you might as well win it big.
Yeah.
Did
you throw the jackhammer at all? I'm kind of disappointed.
So I I mean, it used to be a fun bait to throw on Norman, but I just haven't had any luck throwing it the last couple of years. Since the Hobie BOS, like what, 3 or 4 years ago, I
Yeah.
haven't caught any fish on it since then.
They've learned the
Yes.
tricks.
And I can guarantee they've learned about live scope too, because
Oh yeah.
those fish hear that sonar coming through, and you'll watch them just like turn away from your kayak as you come up if they've been caught on it before.
I've
But
been watching Randy Blockett.
yeah.
I saw an announcement from Bassmaster earlier, or a pseudo announcement that they're going to be doing some live scope rule changes next year, supposedly.
I think they're doing a like total inches of screen.
Oh yeah,
Is that, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's like you can't have 18 screens unless they're all like 2 inches wide.
what I had heard was like they're going to do certain tournaments that are live scope legal and some that aren't. They're going to have to do something. I mean, it's like it's so boring to try to watch that stuff now.
Yeah.
Here's people be cussing me out since it's been. I have it and I still don't use it. I mean, they can't hear live scope in 6 inches of water. So
Yeah. Well, last week that we had the Bassmaster folks on and they were fishing flooded stuff. Luke did catch some on live scope, but I saw the elites are on 10 killer this week and they're up flipping bushes because it's still high. So when that's the deal, it looks like old school, power fishing.
Well,
Which is fun.
I think the biggest thing about live scope is if the fish aren't on the bank, it's really the tool to have. It's the deadliest weapon in the tool bag unless the fish are on the bank. And I think they ought to legalize the Alabama rig too, because it kind of did the same precedent. It kind of set the way of being where if you weren't throwing it, you were going to get beat. Now if you don't have the scope and they're suspended offshore, you're going to get smashed.
I could see more of a case for banning live scope than banning an Alabama rig. At least, when you're watching the dang fish, like that's a lot more of an advantage than having 3 hooks or 5 hooks, depending on what part of the country you're in.
Yeah, and I know people say it's just a tool, and that's true. It is just a tool. But like Joey said, if it's the deal that day, if it's the deal, they're offshore, and that's the deal. You can't. I mean, if you don't have it, you're done, right?
But you're not going to beat it.
Yeah.
And they're figuring out ways, outside of what you're seeing on television. Those guys, those anglers in the Elite Series that are the cream of the crop, they're working on techniques that they're not showing on Bass Elite Series because they know that they got cameras on their back, and you'll see these techniques like they're singling out individual pieces of cover, and they're not stopping until they see, like, let's just say they're working on dock poles. They'll come up to a dock, they'll shine that flashlight under there, and if they see one on a pole with the live scope, they'll flip into him with a jig or something like that, and it's just. They're starting to develop techniques for it that people aren't even thinking about yet right now. And, they still think it's all offshore game. Well, it's changing the brush pile game too.
Yeah. We had Wyatt Hammond on after, was that after Fork, Ryan, I believe?
Yep.
Like Fork. And Wyatt was doing that. He was scanning dock posts and it would flip in there if he saw something. If not, he'd just move on to the next thing. But, I mean, it's a great weapon for that,
Know that there's a fish right where you're throwing your bait. You would throw.
That helps a lot. That'll cut down on a lot of skipping docks throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I did at Norman. I mean, I'll go to a dock if there's nothing under it or don't see anything, just skip it. I mean, there's no reason to waste your time on a dock that you can't see fish on.
Were you using it on those brush piles, Nick, with that shaky head?
Oh yeah. Yeah. If there's a brush pile sitting in front of a dock or something and I go past it, if I see a fish on it, I'd just flip in it and they'd either eat it or they'd run away. It was,
And on the lake end, if I remember correctly on Norman, it's pretty clear. Like visibility's pretty good on Norman, right? Usually.
From mid lake down, you probably got 3 foot or more.
Yeah, we got up in the river, I remember, on that second day, and it was chocolate milk up there. I preferred that myself, but
Spots don't like it as much as they do down in Alabama. Around here, when they get used to that clear water, they don't run from that dirty water, but they can't see, so they feed like smallmouth. And the more they can see, the further they'll come to get your bait. It's just kind of, it's kind of like smallmouth.
Now, Nick, let's go back to your strategy for this tournament. We heard Joey say he went, swim baits right off the bat, switched over late, but It sounded like you went buzzbait, which is pretty common early in the day, right? And then went to
Yeah.
the shaky head. Did you have a specific strategy in mind that you were just going to try to catch numbers? Because I know you can either or with this event and hopefully stumble on a big one.
So usually the area that I start out with has pretty big spots. I mean, I've caught several over 20 inches on the shoal that I was on, that and came back at the what was it, the Hobie event a couple years ago. I caught like 95 inches or something in that one spot in like 10 minutes. So but yeah, initially I just wanted to go out and catch a few big spots and see where I sat, and the strategy changed when the sun came out. It came out enough to where those fish all just started moving up shallow onto the docks and stuff, and it was literally just a video game at that point. I hate to admit it. It's just scan the dock. If I saw fish anywhere, like skip to it. Most of them would eat it. I mean, like I said, I only caught one fish that was undersized all day, so they were eating pretty good, and they're all, pretty decent sized fish. So, but yeah, once that sun came out, it was all shaky head for me. I don't even try to throw anything else when the sun's out on Lake Norman.
Were you using perspective mode or the traditional?
No, just traditional. Yeah, I'd pull up, 50 feet away, and just as I got closer, I'd see under the dock. If there wasn't anything on it, I'd just go right to the next one until I'd see something. And there was a couple of docks where I caught, I think, between 10 and 11 that hour. I think first place had 198, and I was sitting at like 110, and I caught 6 on one dock and 5 on another dock, and posted them at the end of that hour, and I was up 100 inches at that point. So
Did you keep fishing, or did you just go into the house?
no, I kept fishing because I still I wanted to try to get another big one because I won the first hour big bass with the 20 and a half. But yeah, I just kept running into, I think the biggest one after that 20 and a half was like 17 and a half. So I just never found any size throughout the day other than that first big bite in the morning.
You got to let Joey have something. You can't try to sweep the whole thing.
I'm the largemouth guy on Lake Norman. I don't even know how to catch spots. I just go put my bait in 6 inches of water and hope like hell a big largemouth is hanging out somewhere. That's all I do.
So 6 inches is your maximum depth. Got it.
Yours though, hey, I don't know.
Oh boy.
Gotta be PG-13 though, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, no. Yeah, there's a population of fish, real sweet and short here. There's a population of fish on Lake Norman that never move off the bank. I think that they can't keep up the hustle out there, and I think a lot of the live scope fish are getting drove to the bank, and then I think there's so many green sunfish on Norman. I don't even think it has anything to do with like bait fish other than green sunfish. There's they look like schools of shad coming off the riprap, but it's not even shad. It's green sunfish, and I think that it keeps some of those spawning fish up as shallow as they can get year round. I don't think that they ever feel like they need to move, and you can see by the picture that I had, you can always tell that's the kind of fish it is because they have a really big mouth and their body doesn't match their head because they've been brim. They're just pro brim eaters.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And just give them a Cinco and
get out of the way.
We got little Huddleston making an appearance here.
Yeah, he'll take over my position in a few years.
Train him right. You got him out fishing yet?
He likes fishing, but he's afraid of fish right now.
Okay. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid,
Don't be afraid.
Hello. Look into the camera.
Where was Grouchy old Fillmore at in this one? Did he not fish it, or was he at home making political posts on Facebook, or what?
To fish against me. He stayed down, tail tucked between his legs in Rock Hill, South Carolina. He didn't come up here to the big house. He knew better. That's all it was, Ryan. Don't let him tell you nothing else.
He'll tell me plenty. I don't know how much of it'll be true, but he'll tell me plenty.
He's too busy in glitter rockets right now.
I saw he spun a prop off there yesterday.
Yeah.
Before he's back to paddling, I guess.
Hey, he can run his mouth, but that old boy can fish too. To him, he can fish like hell.
He's pretty funny. I'll give him a little bit of credit.
He ain't bad for a Michigan fan. He's all right.
Yeah, well, I forget about that. Football season, he's got me and Jeff in a group chat, and that's all he does is make Michigan's case for why they ought to be #1 in the world.
Hey, and everything. Yeah. That's all right. You don't have to listen to him during football season, so it'd be all right.
Yeah, I guess.
There's nothing else they got. So
now, before we let y'all get out of here, I know you're obviously partial to Vinny, who's running these native events, of course, but let's talk about the event itself. What do y'all think of these native events in comparison to your typical 3-fish, 5-fish, whatever kind of tournaments?
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
I mean, they're a blast, honestly. You go out there, and for me, it's just like fishing. I'm not going out there to just catch 4 or 5 fish and hope to win or hope to, cash a check. I'm just out there like fishing, and most of the time in these events, I just go out and trash fish. And like the last 2 or 3 events where it's been like multi-lake here in North Carolina, I've gone to Murray and I've caught 1 or 2 fish, and I was just, I was just trying to catch big ones. But going to Norman, it was a completely different strategy. And I mean, it was a blast just being able to go catch as many fish as I can and post every single one. So
was the native event a Roadrunner last year?
Yeah.
Out there? Was it?
Well,
Okay,
it wasn't originally. So it was, I think it was originally on Lake Hartwell, and there were only like 25 or 26 people signed up the day before. So he opened it up to all the Queen City lakes, and like instantly like 50 or 60 people signed up. So
we had one in 2022.
Yep, there it is.
I don't know if y'all remember this, but
yeah, right. This old relic. But we did this. I think this was the inaugural one, and it was on Norman. I ended up getting second, but they've been on Norman. I think this is the second or third one that's been on Norman, and I freaking love the format. Anytime I can stack the odds in my favor and drive about 12 and a half minutes to the lake, fish for a $4,000 kayak, I'm in it, buddy.
Yeah, that don't hurt it, does it?
Just pure luck, just knowing the lake and knowing where those big fish live. I mean, it could have been a 17-incher that was sitting back there. Just luck of the draw. It was a damn 21, because I mean, I'd hit a spot like that 100 times that day, and just so happened there was one there. So
that's all it takes.
That's
it. And it kind of makes it even, I guess you would say. Anybody can win money that day. It's not just, top 5 or top 6 people. It's anybody catches a fish that's worth a check, and they're going home happy. So
yeah, absolutely. Not a bad. I mean, what did we pay to get in, Nikki? $130?
Yeah, I think it was $130. Yeah.
Oh, $130 turning into a $4,000 kayak? Come on.
Yeah.
Were either of you wearing leggings? The Queen City uniform for this.
I stopped wearing those a long time ago.
Frosted tips? Either one of you have frosted tips?
Well,
you know me. You know I ain't been on that shit.
Joey's wearing cutoff overalls. He ain't wearing leggings.
If anything, I'm wearing melanoma. I damn sure ain't wearing leggings. I can tell you.
Well, I hope you're not, but
I mean, neither, but I'm more likely than me.
Oh boy.
But anyway, no, it was a great time. Appreciate y'all having us on, man.
Yeah.
When's the next No Limit event?
I think it's next weekend. It's on the 21st at
your house, Ryan.
Yeah, I think it's on Gvo.
Yeah, it's on Gunnersville. Yep.
House.
Next weekend.
You slapped one of them 23-inch smallies on them, make them.
I don't even know where they live now, pal. I got to hit them twice this year, and that was extending my fishing so far in 2025.
I heard that. I hope you get back out.
I'm going to at some point. I've had too many irons in the fire. I'm learning to say no to stuff.
Reason. That show. For sure.
Yeah. Well done, gentlemen. I hope we don't spend too many more tournaments before we have you back on, because you're always a fun interview. Congrats on the win, Nick, and the big bass, Joey, both of you. Unbelievable.
Appreciate it, fellas. Y'all be.
I'll see y'all down the road. Behave.
Yeah.
There we go, Ryan. I can't believe that I have not fished one of these events yet. They seem like so much fun, but I have not done it.
I don't think I have either. to be honest with you.
Yeah, I've been in a local
They usually
no
come
limit.
to Gunnersville, Chickamauga,
Yeah.
every on the Tennessee River chain every year.
Yeah, that they go to Fork all the time, and I love Lake Fork, but it's like
I've never been to Fork.
that time of year. It's like I don't want to get Big Bass 250s close, and it's just state tournaments close. Everything's just kind of close. I'm making excuses, I guess.
I got to find an airport for a Big Bass 250. I ain't doing that again.
Yeah. All right, Corey is with us. I see him. He was having a little technical difficulty, but we got it sorted. It looks like. Hey, Corey Carlile, what's up, man? You look like you're at work. Is this legal? Are we okay? Oh, we got you on mute. Hang on. Here, I got you.
All right, I was gonna say, see if you figure it out before I do.
There it is. Oh, it was there.
Sorry.
There.
Sorry.
Yes.
We clicked at
Boom.
the same time.
You guys hear me all right?
We crossed the streams. Sorry, Corey.
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
Yeah, sorry, I'm at work. Tried to use my phone, it wouldn't work, and so I just sent the link to my computer, and I think we're good now.
Okay. There we go. Well, Corey, we had the two guys on from the Norman event, but you had a clean sweep of your event out there. You won the overall and the Big Bass, so well done.
Yeah, almost overall. I got second in the other event, the KNFW event.
Right. We're not talking about it. We're talking about
simultaneous deal.
Yep. Yeah, we had two events at the same time. One's the no limit, and the other one is the KNFW standard 5 fish. So took first in the no limit, Big Bass for both, and then second in the standard. So yeah,
Right.
It was a pretty crazy experience, honestly. I'm fairly new to the kayak fishing scene, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah.
How long you been doing it?
The kayak thing, I've been fishing for about 3 years. I've fished on and off my entire life out of a boat. My dad and brother do bass tournaments out of a boat, so I got a little bit of that experience. But just within the last 3 years, I've really focused on just kind of honing my craft with bass fishing. So I'm really into like big baits and targeting trophy bass, that type of thing. And then last year I stumbled on the KNFW group and saw that there's some tournaments within, I don't know, 3 to 5 hours of home. So decided to jump into a few of those. My first one was actually terrible. Set at home completely flopped, got like mid pack. So this is a good redemption.
Well, that's awesome. Well, let's get into the event, man. This event was huge. You guys had over 100 anglers for this one.
Yeah.
101 anglers, and the leaderboard, unlike the last event, Nick blew them away. I'm going to share your overall tab. This was a shootout. I mean, second place was in the 290s as well. You had to really catch them to win this thing. And that's a tank.
What a tank.
Yeah. Especially for around here. I mean, a 7-pound bass, 22 and a half, it's not very common. So
did they do the Columbia River last year? Is that where wasn't that a smallmouth shootout?
Yeah, and I'll show you this screen, Ryan. All I see after that giant is smallmouth.
Okay. That's why, I mean, when you put that picture up of that huge largemouth, I was like, wait a minute, Columbia River, I thought it was all smallmouth last year.
No, there's this small, I don't know if it's small, but I don't know if they're harder to catch or what. They're just, you don't see as many of them. But I mean, that place is just overran with smallmouth. So it's usually, I mean, you can see everybody's got smallmouth up there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but we had like two different kind of techniques. One was like a moving bait, and the other one was kind of I can't remember if it was drop shot or what, more of a finesse presentation that wore them out, but mainly smallmouth. What was your approach? What did you catch that giant on? Number one.
Yeah, I can kind of talk through the whole thing. So I'm from Spokane, Washington. Drove down on Friday to practice. We had all week to practice, but I only was able to get down there for one day. So went down. I've never been here before, too. This is my first time.
Of course.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my gosh.
So I went down just to kind of get a lay of the land, see how it sets up, all that. Started out kind of rough first few hours. I was looking for smallmouth and just found a few small ones here and there. Wasn't really picking up on any hot spots or anything like that. So went shallow. Just largemouth is kind of my thing. That's what I mainly focus on. So just kind of went back to my roots.
Ended up in kind of a slough area and picked up a 6.5, 21.5-inch fish, a largemouth on a chatterbait. And so immediately just turned, left that area. I was like, save it for tomorrow. Shot across the river and ended up on this big, long flat. And I could see there was spawning fish in these weeds, hard bottom. So started chucking the chatterbait through the weeds, and these smallmouth would just come up and just smoke it. So I picked up like 4 or 5 within 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, this is the deal. So just left that. So I was pretty happy with that. And from there, I just kind of explored. Next day, get to the ramp. We started at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So we had some wind coming in at about 1 o'clock. So they moved the time up. So we started at like 4:15, lines in and lines out at 12:30. So it's pitch black dark. So I head to the spot where I caught that largemouth the day before and get there and throwing chatterbait, throwing some topwater, and had on this, I don't know, just pretty standard popper, honestly. And this fish just came up and slurped it, and I had no idea how big it was. And
It was still dark when this happened.
Look at the timestamp. 4:58 a.m. Right. There you go.
It's pretty early, but I could see enough to where I could see my lure and everything. And it just slurped it off the surface. I'm like, okay, at first I'm like, it's not a giant, but start dragging it in and it jumps and I'm like, holy crap. It's huge.
I'm in danger.
So get it in and I'm ecstatic. I'm like, okay, I got big fish for the tournament. So I keep fishing around that area for another hour. There was one other guy next to me that lost one that he said was pretty big. So I stayed around there for about an hour, and then I'm like, well, if I want a chance to do good in both of these events, I'm going to have to go and pick up some numbers. So I shot across to where I was catching those spawners on a chatterbait, and it worked out the exact same. I picked up, 14 or 15 on that flat, and then picked up another handful just kind of bouncing around. Basically the same game plan as I had in practice. It worked out pretty identically. That big fish came in the exact same spot where I caught the 6.5 the day before. So yeah, pretty unreal.
So for people that aren't familiar with the Columbia River, is there a lot of current running through there all the time, or like how does it set up? How wide is it? Like give us a visual here.
The area that I was in was very wide. So for me to cross, it was about a mile and a half.
Oh, wow.
Run. Yeah. And I'm no motor. I'm just in a pedal kayak. So it's pretty wide. It's weedy in spots. And then where the channel is, it'll drop down to like 60 feet or so. But there's these big, like shallow sloughs on the outside edges of the Columbia River. And there's standing weeds. There's a little bit of current rolling through there, but it's really not that bad at all.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. There you go.
That's big. Looks like the Mississippi River.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, in my head, I was just picturing like a narrow, like the Susky or something, like pretty, steady current, rocky type deal. So I got
there's sections of it that set up similar to that, where it's a little bit more like rocky, steeper edges towards the dams. But the section that I was in was kind of midway between the two dams, so it was not bad.
And this isn't your fish, Corey, but while we're talking about your event, I've got to show Ryan this behemoth smallmouth that somebody else got. Look at this thing. That's thick.
There was one. You should see the one from last year. Someone won last year with a 23-inch.
Oh, we did see it. We had it on this very podcast. Don't you worry. We definitely saw it.
It's crazy.
Monster.
Massive.
Yeah, you just don't think West Coast like that. Everybody, we're biased. Smallmouth up in northern, Michigan, that kind of thing, and then Tennessee River, of course. But man, Columbia River, it's up there.
Yeah, no, it's a good. Like I said, I've never been there before, so I've heard stories. I know there's in bass tournaments, like you can take 30 pounds to win. So yeah, it's got a lot of.
Yeah, that's double Nickajack.
Yeah, that's wild. That's awesome. So what did you think of the event itself, man? We asked the guys that were just on, coming from, I'm sure the events you fished to begin your kayak fishing journey here a few years ago, probably typically 5 fish events, bass boats, typically 5 fish events. So what'd you think of this format?
I like it. I mean, it changes your approach a little bit. And obviously, like the payout, if you can do good in both of them, is a lot. I mean, I think I walked away with over 10,000 in winnings. So, yeah, I mean,
it's not a bad day on the water.
No, I won a kayak, so I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Are you gonna keep that kayak? Is that an upgrade over your current setup, or
what
are you running right now?
I have an Old Town PDL 120. Just beat the crap because I fish all the time, but I don't know. The native, it's pretty heavy. I throw my Old Town on top of my car.
Yeah.
So that Titan's pretty heavy. So I don't know. I'll need to get a trailer if I do keep it. And maybe just turn that into a tournament rig and keep the Old Town for
throw a motor on that thing and you'll be rolling.
Yeah. But I like the look of the new Old Town Pros.
Yeah, 120 Pros.
Yeah,
120 Pros, legit. Yeah,
a little bit lighter, but yeah, lots of really good upgrades there.
I can be there in 1 day and 10 hours. So,
where are you from?
Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Okay.
I'm a little bit closer, Ryan.
Yeah, I can pick you up on the way, probably.
All right.
Yeah, we got some good fishing around here. Honestly, the Serious Angler podcast, they just did an interview with Taylor Jensen. He's a local bass boat guy, and he talks about some of the fisheries around here. And they're just a little bit off. Like no one really talks about them, but we have some really good lakes, good populations that aren't like super pressured like you guys have over.
Well, that's what I was going to say. What's the bass fishing scene like up there? Because nationally, like you don't hear about it much, but obviously there's giant fish up there.
Yeah. It's all just local kind of little groups. For the bass boat side, we have like the PBA, like the Spokane Bass Club. They'll get up to like 70 or so participants. That's about it. BAM, Bass Angler Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
They got kind of a tour that's in the general area. It's kind of California and up the Pacific Northwest. So that's there's a lot of guys from Spokane, Portland, that area competing in that BAM.
That's a good point, Diggs. That's walleye country. Y'all got some saltwater fish, some steelhead and stuff up there too.
Yep.
I guess people enjoy fishing for.
Yeah,
fishing a little more to eat than just for fun, I guess.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all winter I fish for smallmouth because Spokane River turns into Long Lake. That's this section that's Long Lake doesn't freeze during the winter, so I'm able to get out there pretty much all year long and pick up walleye, bring them home, fish tacos. Like it's pretty good up here. Yeah, we got a lot of diversity. Like we got shallow lakes, we got clear lakes, rocky, like a little bit of everything. So it's pretty cool.
Beautiful country too out there. I love. I've been to Oregon a couple times. It's just the mountains. I mean, it's still kind of the unpolluted unpolluted Wild West out there for the most part.
Lots of trees.
Yeah.
Well, Corey, I know you're at work. We don't want to keep you long. We had to get you on to hear your story about how you caught them, how that went down. Anything else you want to shout out or anything before you go?
No, just the KNFW. Martin Forte is the director there. He did a really good job. Obviously, Native Watercraft for putting on the event. We have our next one's at Dorshack Reservoir.
Ooh, that's on the bucket list, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. That is heavy on the bucket list. I'm not doing an elk trip this year, and I think I'm gonna go out and try to catch a PB Smalley.
Yeah, no, they're hard to catch, but the potential is there for some.
Oh, they've been cranking out monsters. My buddy lives up there in Idaho, and he sends me pictures like every time a 8 or 9 pounder is caught out there. It's crazy.
Yeah, So that's next weekend. We got a 2-day event. So I'm gonna head down there on Friday, no practice, and just see what I can do. So
I'm gonna follow along on that one. I want to see what that puts up in a 2-day tournament.
I think you'd be surprised. Like the boat tournaments, you'll see 30-pound bags out of there, 20, 28. But the kayak, the last two, from just what I've looked at, I've never fished there before again, but
You'll probably win it.
like,
At 110 inches of smallmouth.
I think under 80 won it last year though. So
Really?
yeah,
Well,
there's
but
a
I
lot
mean,
of-
you know,
lot of
you
small
look at
fish.
smallmouth on average though, and most of the time, you know, they're in the 18, 19 inch range. Like, but that place, just knowing the potential that it has, like there's some 22 plus inch smallies in that joint.
Yeah. The guy, Rick, in our group for the season long, he got it 23 and a half, I believe. And God, he didn't weigh it, but I would love to know how much that thing weighs. Like, it's 9-pounders out of there, and they got guts on them, just massive.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back in my carry-on if I catch one of those. It'll be a skin mount on the wall.
Cool.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming on, and congrats again on having a good $10,000 weekend up there.
Of course. Yeah. Nice to meet you guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. Don't work too hard tonight.
Of course.
All right, man. See you.
Congrats.
All right.
Here we go. Corey
I
Carlile.
feel like we're hurting the productivity of the American economy now. We've had 2 people from work come on here tonight.
Top Shelf said, "Where's the blue light?" These are the blue light glasses. That's why they have the shooter glasses yellow tint on them. If you can't see that.
Will you send Jody Queen a pair of those just in case he doesn't
Yeah.
already have a?
Mine don't snap together. Though.
Have a
I need
pair.
to get some of the snap ones.
Oh man,
If anyone's looking to sponsor the show, snap glasses.
blue light center
Come see
snap
me.
glasses. It's pretty specific, but we'll shoot
We'll
our
take
shot.
it. We'll take it. But anyway, it's coming for you, Ryan. Just know. You'll have the readers. They're coming.
Brother,
the trains are
I'm-
coming.
I'm falling apart. I know my vision's next to go.
Yeah. But anyway, good show, man. Glad to have you back.
Oh yeah. I'm glad to be back. I will see you next week live from Orlando, Florida.
All right. And Mickey Mouse on deck.
We ain't doing Disney this year, thankfully.
All right.
I couldn't do it again after last year.
All right. Well, next week. See y'all.
All right, later.